Welcome to Tokyo. Got a lot on my mind. Today is a recovery run, which is always fun. So, the goal is light and breezy. Breezy, breezy. Sexy cover girl, but I'm not really a cover girl. But, yeah, today we'll probably do about 2 miles. 2.1, 2.2 miles. Nice and mellow. And the fun news I have for anyone who joins the live is that we are finally kicking off our SKOOL community, which is very, very fun. So I am just so eager to see where that lands. Awesome. Now, what are we thinking about today? It's been a busy week. I've been supporting a couple clients, trying to scale my little operations here in Tokyo, which is a hoot. Learning a lot, as one would expect. Making my way little by little. Now this is the week of trusting people. One of the things that's really vulnerable and interesting about entrepreneurship is you live in this dichotomy of knowing. One second. But you love the under-chin version of me. You live in this dichotomy of knowing that nobody's coming to save you, yet at the same time, many times, being fully dependent on trusting others to show up and partner with you in your vision. And that dichotomy is really interesting. It's very challenging for sure. Like, I'm launching a community on SKOOL to help engineers, entrepreneurs, global leaders find their way. Gorgeous clouds today. And you put all this work into a product for pitching the perceived value of the product. You do all this, you get it moving, but then you find yourself in this precarious situation, throwing it out into the world and trusting that the message is well received, it's supported, that you found the right price point, that people are eager to get the results that you've shared as a possibility. And the most important thing is this notion of word of mouth, that people will actually go out of their way to tell a friend, to bring someone along. Because if you can't get to the word of mouth, then the cost of acquisition of a new lead, I think, becomes so high. So you have to build with scale in mind, which is super tricky. And think about how can someone else carry your message forward? Slowly dying. however you run start. A little bit higher impact than I would prefer. Maybe even a little faster than I would prefer. Who knows where this will land. Nice and easy. It's fun. I was listening to a podcast. Always a great way to say, I'm about to share a thought that's not my own, but it's a pretty good thought. Why does a podcast immediately credential someone's ideas? It's so fun. But I was watching a podcast. This guy was just talking about health, fitness, and he was like, if you want to see progress, you want to put on muscle, lose fat, it's like 80% diet, 20% exercise. I was like, wait, tell me more. Right, because it's one of those things where I wasn't surprised. I had kind of known that. But I think we always carry this mindset of if I just run a little farther, move a little bit more, I'm gonna burn a ton of calories so I can eat whatever I want as long as I outwork stupid. And that's not how it works, at all. He went through some of the math. If you run a mile, which we'll be doing too, you burn 150 extra calories. And he was like, if you eat a donut, that's like 450 calories. Are you gonna go and run 3 extra miles to burn off a donut? Nobody's gonna do that. But we have this mindset of if I just add more cardio to my workout, poof, all that other stuff goes away. And we hold on to these extreme images of Michael Phelps eating trays and trays of food because he's an Olympic swimmer. But also, he is a freaking Olympic swimmer. He's in the pool an outlandish amount of time. Most folks don't train to that threshold. We think we can earn more by what we burn. I'm a victim of this mindset. So right now, navigating the curse of knowledge, right? Now that I know the math, and do I acknowledge it? Do I do something about that? Or this idea that muscle burns more calories than non-muscle tissue? It's yes, but a marginally small amount. So just because I'm putting on strength, it doesn't actually mean that I can increase my caloric intake. It just means my body feels more hungry. Good. We live in a state of being perpetually full or stuffed. Putting something in our mouth because we're bored, overwhelmed, stressed, and occasionally, on rare occasion, legitimately hungry. So that's you listen to a podcast, and shoot, what do I do with that information? because I'm a scientist. I understand math. Yet, will behavior change? Or will I continue to just think I can run a little bit farther and lose weight? It's an interesting mental dichotomy. Whew, beautiful. This river separates Tokyo Prefecture from Kanagawa. It's a good time. Good time. We have, I don't know, 0.1 miles left. Then we get our turnaround. And then we get to chill by the river and chat, reflect. You know, every single day has felt stuffed to the brim. And I think it's a good thing. I'm busy, but I want to be busy and feed my family. Busy and profitable. So we'll see where my business ventures land this week. Should be a good time. Maybe. Are we ever gonna get there? I don't know. Let's keep pushing. Let's keep trying. Let's see where this path leads us. No. I mean, we don't need to see. We've run this path hundreds of times now. Oh, far more times than we've ever desired. And every day we come in with a different mindset, a different level of strain, difficulty, and we still show up for ourselves. We still progress forward. Come on. Just gotta make it to the tower. And then turn it back. An area where we have the strength, we have the cardio. It's just a matter of desire and not wanting to go forward. Being tired. Yeah, it is beautiful though. You get the city, you got the grass. Come on, Joe. Keep plunking along. Breathe and finish. Nice, nice. In my head right now, here's the halfway mark. And ta-da! We're still walking. We're jogging. We want to be walking. That was the headspace battle there. Like, oh man, are we really gonna cut it back and keep running? It's like, yeah. Keep moving forward. Keep plunking along. The rest is coming, but you got a little bit more. It's not that long of a stretch, but we've gone farther. It doesn't make it any easier. It doesn't make me want to keep pressing forward. But it's within the realm of our capability, so why not raise our expectations just a little bit? There's nothing about my present mechanics or form that has me in the path for injury. There's definitely some sore spots, some discomfort, some breathing, but holistically, pretty solid. So let's keep plunking along, moving forward, gaining traction with the relentless pursuit of being better. Let's go take a nap, call a cab, have them bring me home. The demotivation is always on my shoulder, 100% of the time. There isn't a day when I don't want to do this. I always don't want to do this. But you really gotta get into that so what headspace. Figure out what you're capable of. Make yourself do that. Sometimes what you're capable of is limited physically. Sometimes it's limited mentally, like just from a logic perspective. Sometimes it's limited emotionally. Or there's some kind of external circumstance as well that can limit us. The problem is there's 4 different ways that we can stop short. And at any given moment, we gotta have a conversation with ourselves about if that limit is bona fide, legitimate, you know, or if it's just, I don't want to. And if it's in the I don't want to, too bad. Get it done. Progress. Fight. So we ran about 1.4 miles. Pretty good. Yeah, maybe 1.2. But now we get to walk a little bit. Go find our nice, pleasant river. Yeah, 1.44. We're definitely sweating. That pace was a little aggressive. We definitely have that lactic acid rocking from yesterday. Our form isn't perfect. I've been rehabbing my shoulder, so I've been hitting that pretty hard. So holding the phone is surprisingly taxing on this run. But I'm gonna get down to the water. We're gonna go enjoy ourselves for a little bit. For me, running has always been a bit of a spiritual practice. I know it's not that way for everybody. I wouldn't expect that. Ooh, train. Beautiful. But yeah, let's go get down to the water. So for me, and kind of my origin story in the health fitness space, I have 2 compressed discs in my spine at my L4, L5, and they're squished like pancakes, and they press on my spinal cord. And, you know, on a good day, it's just sciatica, which means pins and needles down my right side. But at its worst, I was waking up every hour and a half in severe pain. I couldn't roll over, I couldn't stand up. Incredibly immobilizing. I did 4 to 5 years of physical therapy, worked with multiple trainers. Oh, that's a nice shot. Worked with multiple trainers. I was getting epidurals in my back every other week for a series of, that's probably 8 months to try to reduce inflammation. Let's see if there's a fun path over here for us to find. But eventually I found a protocol. It's not a perfect protocol, but to rebuild or reestablish core and back strength, figure out appropriate form, teach certain muscle groups how to fire the right way. And little by little, I stopped having the pain. Now I could feel my lower back right now. And part of it's I didn't have a good night's sleep. I'm not optimally recovered from yesterday's lift. And for some reason, we locked a really fast pace. I don't want to be over on this side. It's too choppy. We'll find a different spot to sit. But in the bad days and the sad days, my early fitness journey, when I was immobilized by pain, I'd wake up, severe pain, 3, 4 in the morning, put on my shoes, and this is not doctor recommended, but I'd make myself get up and go and run. And I'd run half a mile in terrible agony, trying to get my body to wake up and figure itself out. Not a good idea. And I'd sit on a bench by a little lake. So we're gonna pretend that this is our bench. Actually, I'll just use my own body weight and hold myself up. But I'd sit on a little bench by a lake after running half a mile in pain. And then coming from a faith-based context, I would just spend some time in prayer, wrestle with God, figure out what the heck's going on in my world, and try to get some renewed purpose or vision for the days and weeks to come, run or walk back. And I just looped that consistently. And then I was able to get rehabilitated out here and actually ran a half marathon. It started under that bridge, ran that whole stretch down to the city and back. From there, I've done 4 half marathons. My form's not perfect. Sometimes things are uncomfy, but getting to that point in life where I can do things like this again has been really empowering. So I try to share that power with others. That leads to now. So I still make this a spiritual practice, and I make it inclusive across different faith-based backgrounds, spiritualities like Buddhism, Shintoism, mindfulness, as well as lack thereof. So I'm just gonna give you like 5 minutes of like rocks and river noises. I'll pray in my head for a little bit, and then we'll walk back, and that'll be a workout for today. So let me get you somewhere comfy. I can prop you up. Ready. That looks like a nice spot, good perch. You can see the city. Just chill out. You're too busy. All right, enjoy. Alright, friends. Let's go finish this. Let's go for a walk. That was amazing. I just saw something crazy. Like, guy, at least in his 60s, probably a little bit older, comes out here, takes pictures of the sunrise every day. Comes out with his dog. It's just a man and his dog. But he was like hollering, like, hey. I don't know what he's saying in Japanese, but basically like, hey dog, come here. Runs down these stone steps, picks up too much speed. He's wearing boots. Foot gets stuck at the base. He face plants, catches himself on both arms. Immediately in Japanese, he's like, itai, like, ow. We make eye contact in the fall. And I was like, oh, daijoubu, like, are you okay? Oji-san, like, grandpa. And he's like, oh, daijoubu. Just like pops up. That guy hit the ground at full speed, like faster than full speed, because he had a hill's worth of momentum. The reason I share it is he's old. Like, in the US, that kind of fall can take people out. Break a bone, get an infection, get pneumonia, die. It's like a very, very real risk. Like, fall damage is real. It's not just in video games, right? So to see that, I was like, man, Oji-san's got a better lifestyle. Pop right up. Might still be sore, might get a bruise. Birds. You know, I might get a bruise, might be hurted. But for some of the elderly I know in the US that live really sedentary lives, they're heavier, more fragile, more TV, lazy boy bound. That kind of falls hospital, right? And that kind of all happens just like gently missing a step on your patio or something. All of a sudden someone hits the ground and they're out. So it's really interesting. Never wish pain on anybody. But with Japanese culture, there seems to be more of an openness to discomfort culturally. I think everyone desires ease. It's a very natural human condition. But then we can also be socialized in circles that reject ease. I mean, the best example is you're on a football team and everybody has to do burpees and push-ups and lift and run and get yelled at. It conditions your mindset that in order to strive towards a given goal, there's discomfort in the pursuit. And you can navigate that and build that mindset over time in community with the right people. I'm going to do some knee raises. My hip flexors are kind of like asymmetric in mobility. It's something I'm actively working on as I'm doing ATG or knees over toe protocol. I've been trying to figure out like what the heck's going on. So it can pull my form. So every once in a while I do this and I was like, why is this one tighter? This is the right one, so uncomfy. The left one's fine. But yeah, I haven't seen an old folk fall like that in a while. Falls are always scary. Felicia's grandpa fell once. It led to us putting in a handrail at our old house. Sore. This is my shoulder stretch. It's not very flattering. Hopefully you're having a nice run. We get to walk, rest, reflect, hang out, chat with each other, work on my core. You know, it's funny, I've been doing the same program for a while now. Like, gotta mix it up. I don't know what that looks like. How gozaimasu. Yeah, I gotta find a new rhythm, new flow. See where I can take things. All right. Let's see what we can do. Out here with all the morning dog walkers. Now I'm stretching out my stride. Kind of to just stretch, range of motion, figure out. So my form, my right hip feels a little over-rotated behind me. I don't like that very much. Got a lot on my mind. I think my goal today is like intentional, aggressive, but imperfect action. Just do a whole bunch of stuff. And just trust the results and the outcome to like tomorrow and the next day and a week or two from now. Like just trust for things to spiral in a good way. Even if I'm unsure where this action will lead me. Trust that it'll lead to a good place. All right. What are we gonna do? What's aggressive action look like today? I think I need to fix my bios. I think that's the next piece of refinement, friends, is get some content out, send a lot of DMs, an absurd amount of DMs, but also I'm gonna fix my description on all my socials. Hiccups, no. Sore. But here's a nice ravine in Tokyo. It's also a really cool Japanese garden back here. They got a whole bunch of rock features, mosquitoes. Everybody loves mosquitoes. Like God's most pleasant creatures. Roll the shoulders back. Ooh. That's good. Finding form. Got a little bit of a compression in my back. Again, it's really sleep. I'm not sleeping well. I'm busy. Busy's good. but I gotta get rest. And I think because I have a busy, cluttered mind and just busy, there's a lot of stuff to do. I'm struggling to settle. Whew, let's go, let's go, let's go. Whew. So, lots of DMs today. Maybe on the train I could play around with my bios on different applications or different platforms. I think I gotta revert TikTok. Gotta revert it back, roll it back to a US-based GPN. So much to do, so much to do. We just stop here and have a panic attack on the stairs. It's like 6 flights. It's funny, I used to run this ravine all the time, but they closed it because trees are falling. I don't really see the risk. Trees don't fall that fast, right? They make lots of crackles and pops. Sure, you could jump out of the way. As a kid, my family used to watch this old Little House on the Prairie kind of show. Was it Little House on the Prairie? That was the Watsons, I don't know. There's one scene where like old timer grandpa was out with everybody else. They're trying to cut down a tree. I don't know why grandpa was out there. Grandpa couldn't hear really well. The sun was chopping the tree. It started to fall. You know, and this is like great, like old school 80s television cinematics. Like the tree starts falling. The kids and everyone's like yelling, like, Grandpa, get out of the way. Grandpa's like walking slowly. Bro gets killed by a tree. Like, it's not funny, but the way they sequenced it, and just like brutally murdered this old guy. Terrible. It's like my guy. I did one-legged squats yesterday. It's an area where I don't have good form or stability. What I really need is something like that, like a little archway to put a rope around so I can grab it and assist the weight with my arms. So I don't think I used good form based on the limitation of just my setup at home. I would love to progress to like a one-legged squat someday. Eventually, I mean, like bulletproof knee-wise would be what are they called? Pistol squat. That would be wild. I'm 300 pounds. You see a 300-pound man do a pistol squat? Heck no. But it would be dope. You know, it's just a great party trick. I'm in Japan, hanging out with people. I look really big, so they think I'm unhealthy. I'd be like, hey, this out, and just mid-party, you know, you talk to somebody, like, hey, hold my drink, and then drop down into a pistol squat, push back up, grab your drink. They'll be like, what? Better yet, you do the pistol squat without spilling your drink. Balance it on your foot for a second. Some kind of circus performer. Welcome to my favorite overpass. It interrupts the vibe every single time. But there is a great sunrise lookout that I'll show you. So one redeeming perk. This is a hard-hitting recovery day. I might have pushed a little too hard. Pretty gassed. Again, it's sleep. Sleep is really important for recovery. Didn't get enough of it. I gotta be more disciplined. It's one of those ideas of like, I'll sleep more when life's less stressful. So that's not the view, but that's a great sunrise view. Well, the sun's starting to pop up over there. It used to pop up over there. Tell me how that works. You know, if the Earth goes around the sun, by the commutative property, doesn't that mean the sun goes around the Earth? Riddle me that. It's all about relative reference frames, how you calculate motion. Meanwhile, a real mechanical engineer would be like, this guy's a bozo. Stretch. Alright. Home stretch. Keep trying to roll my shoulders down and back. They want to hunch forward. So working on core constriction. Bum, 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 ba-da-dum. It's been a long one, friends. Stretchy. Almost done. Almost home. Today's pull-up day. Ew. Alright, friends. Just about back. I'm tired. This dude up ahead walking too slow, so I can't talk and walk with you the way I want. So, I'll see you on the next one. Later.